Okay, so I'm out here at Peach Orchard. I'm gonna show you what the view looks like from out here. In fact, I'm gonna try to zoom in on this. That building you see right there in the trees, that is where Little Round Top is. So, out here, this is where General Sickles and General Barksdale are fighting. Now, before any fight or any kind of combat that was going on out here, General Sickles was still positioned right next to Little Round Top. He was still connected with the other Union forces out here with that the Union line that was positioned right out in the front here. He's not happy with his position. He doesn't like it, so he wants to take his men and go forward. And by doing so, because he wants to get to this higher ground up here, he didn't like that position. He didn't think it was a good fighting position. And he wants to take over some of the higher ground out here. General Barksdale is on the other side. He's waiting for orders to advance forward, which eventually he does. And when he does, he's meeting up with Union forces, so you got these two generals going at it, and you got Union Confederate forces firing, with tense fighting and everything. And it's not until later on, sometime during the fight, General Barksdale discovers the serious error that General Sickles made, because by moving his men forward, he created a gap in the line between Little Round Top and the rest of the Union forces. And he knows if he can get through General Sickles' men, if he can get through this Union force right here, he can take control of that gap, and more Confederate forces can flood it and flank the Union army. So he's really eager. He's really fighting to get to this gap here. But General Sickles is not giving up any ground. He's really encouraging his men to return fire and to keep firing until he can make some kind of a breakthrough. And he's doing this up until he gets hit in the right leg by a cannonball. Well, with that unfortunate incident happening to him, eventually, his men are dragging him back to Union lines. And his men are falling apart and also retreating. So General Barksdale is really now eager. He's really now excited. And he's really trying to make it up here to get to that gap. Even though he was hit once in the left thigh, he's bleeding out pretty bad, but he refuses to leave. He really wants to lead his men and take control of the current situation by getting to that defenseless position. And later on, he's hit in the left foot, but still refuses to give up. But as soon as he gets up to where the gap would have been, he's met up with more Union forces who are firing down at him and his men. And they're all kind of surprised. Where did these guys come from? Well, when the fight broke out here, General Meade was not sure what was going on down here. Nothing really looked right. So he sends one of his other senior generals, General Warren, to come down here and investigate what's going on. And when General Warren informs him, well, General Sickles advanced forward, and now we got a gap in the line. General Meade sends reinforcements to fill in that gap. Now, General Sickles might have been a general, but General Meade was the supreme commander of this Union force right here. And the reason why he didn't ask permission to move forward is because General Sickles and General Meade hate one another so badly they can't even look at him. They can't even look at each other. So Sickles got hurt, or his leg got severely hurt, so he's dragged out. Barksdale, who is surprised to see Union reinforcements, eventually actually gets hit in the chest. This time he goes down, and he's captured by Union forces, where he dies the next day. So this spot right here, this field, there was a really big fight, And well, after that, Union forces, when they filled in that gap, they started chasing the remaining Confederate forces back to Seminary Ridge. So, well, I mean, I wouldn't say Seminary Ridge because the Confederates took over Peach Orchard. So they just basically pushed them away from that gap area. So Confederates right now have control of Peach Orchard and the Devil's Den. And on the second day, that was really some of the big grounds that they captured. Outside of that, there was nothing really else that they took control of. But at any rate, just thought I'd show you that. One more view. Hope you enjoy that. Till next time.